So, I woke up this morning. And was scrolling on Instagram. And I came across a video of like somebody on an app, and then somebody random pops up on the top, and then they start talking. And so I went and searched the apps and found one where you can, I'm sure a lot of people know about it, but it connects you to somebody who speaks your language anywhere in the world. And so I thought I'd try it this morning. And it connected me to this guy in the US who makes music for clients using his computer and singing. And we started talking, and I told him how he was the first person I'd ever talked to. And first off, he gave me a heads up of how many creeps there are and people that love to just be nasty to you. And he said there's a lot where you can close out of it and go on to the next person. And he said, but I just don't care, because I met a lot of really cool people and I love to travel, and it's made me some real friends. And so we started talking, and somehow I told him how I like to take pictures. And then he's like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And I'm like, actually, I'll show you. Some of them are hanging up. And so I showed him, and he's like, wow. And it's that was the encouragement that I really needed. And I told him I've thought about trying to sell them. I love taking pictures in Florida in nature. And he told me how unique they are, and I have a good eye. So I've got some of palm trees and the ocean and Florida birds. And he said, well, I love to travel. We should collaborate. I love to take pictures too, and we could use my music. And I told him how right now I'm just struggling with money. And I explained how I've got this full body disease, and it causes pain, so I have to lay down a lot. And I feel like the past few years it's just kind of caught up to me. And he was really compassionate, and he told me how God has me. He's got me. And it just sparked a fire. It was like a catalyst. And then I looked at the time and I told him, oh, I hate to cut this conversation short, but I spend time with God at 8:30. And he said, that's okay, I understand. Let's connect later. And I said, would you maybe want to collab if I were to show my pictures on social media and you made music, Christian music, and we could promote each other? And he said, yeah, I'd love that. So I hung up and I just started thanking God. I'm like, God, this is what I needed. I've told my family just like how tired of doctors I am. I'm tired of them telling me there's nothing they can do because it's connective tissue. And I'm tired of finding out new things wrong with me. And I told this guy how I got like an abdominal ultrasound a few weeks ago, and they found some like abnormal cysts close to my liver that they wanted me to follow up on. And I already know that I've got like cysts pressing on my lower spine, that there's not much they can do. And I think it's what causes like a lot of my lower back pain. It hurts to like sit for too long and stand for too long. Anyways, I told him that, and he said, like, God's got you. He's way more powerful than any doctor. He has you. So good. So anyways, I wanted to share also like what I read today. And it's it spoke to me about like my fear of the haters and being ridiculed if I were to post. And like the title here, it says God's accusations against the wicked. It's Isaiah 56:10 through 11. Israel's watchmen are blind. They all lack knowledge. They are all mute dogs. They cannot bark. They lie around and dream. They left asleep. They are dogs with mighty appetites. They never have enough. They are shepherds who lack understanding. They all turn to their own way. Each seeks his own gain. And for me, it's like God said to me, I'm bigger than they are. What they say just goes silent. It doesn't matter. They're just dogs barking that are mute. And that sparked a fire. And then I wanted to share what I'd read here. The obstacle is the way. It says we compensate for our weak hands that we discover some of our greatest ambidextrous gifts. And I think what I'm going to do is like promote some of my pictures and try to sell them. And see where that goes. And I'm building a course that's like 8 weeks where I'll meet virtually with women who are really just struggling with confidence, depression, anxiety. And I've spent years in therapy. I've spent time in 2020 in like 2 intensive outpatient programs where I go through like a ton of classes and they teach me skills and it's the science behind it. And I had this big book of all my notes, all the booklets I got, and I had laid them all out and literally like tore out the sections that helped me, highlighted, and just threw out everything else. And so I've put it into like this huge slideshow. And I think it would make a huge difference if therapists would explain the science behind what they're teaching. Like, this is how you do diaphragmatic breathing. And they just tell you to do it, but they don't explain the research and studies and what it actually does to your brain. And so I'm going to teach that to help women. And I think what's held me back is just all my doubt and perfectionism and thinking like everybody's done this, like there's people way more able than me. And gosh just kind of taught me that he's equipped me through it all, and that there's women out there that he's chosen that I can help, that only I can help. And I'm trusting God to bring me to those women. And I'm trusting that it will really help them. Because looking back at where I was, especially in 2020, and being so debilitated by anxiety in this like really dark depression, and looking at where I am now, I'm not even the same person. I still put in the hard work, and it pays off. It really pays off. I'm lighter. It's like even though I realize pain, physical pain, it's like at the same time my mind is free from all that darkness that I felt back then. It's incredible. And maybe God's using this time where I just like sit back and rest like this, that he's going to use me to help these women when I meet with them in Zoom and I teach them what I know. It's getting me really pumped.